Hello, today we're gonna continue the stuff with indexing with roblox-ts. I'm gonna say very important information at the end of the video. So now let's go to indexing. What I forgot in the last video is to mention a couple very useful extensions. You will probably need roblox-ts, extension roblox TypeScript, Rojo, and I will suggest this package as well, npm. This displays all of the installed packages and you're able to swap versions here really easily. Before we start, I want to mention that this is not a beginner tutorial. That means that I will not be explaining the basics of TypeScript. I will strongly suggest to go to all the video and watch some basics like what is constant, what is let, for loops, while loops, functions, and all the stuff. I'm gonna make videos related to Roblox TypeScript. So what I did right now, I set up the absolutely new project, yeah, and we're going to install a couple extensions. I'm gonna use for that bun. You can use npm. Instead of bun, you're gonna be writing npm. roblox-ts called services. If you're searching for the package, I'm gonna give a warning. The normal JavaScript packages will not work for Roblox TypeScript. The difference will be that Roblox TypeScript packages designed to compile to Lua, unlike the JavaScript ones. The main difference will be, for example, you having an array of numbers like 1, 2, 3. How you usually will do that in JavaScript or TypeScript or web, you're doing array.length. But it doesn't exist in Roblox TypeScript, as you see. What I will suggest, if you don't find something, just look up in IntelliSense. And here you will find the size. So here's one of the differences why is JavaScript packages are not compatible with Roblox TypeScript, because they changed a couple stuff. Back to the topic. After I set up the whole project, I'm gonna enable the Rojo. And I as well created the empty place. Yeah, and I have to first start the compilation. You can as well press on this button to do that with npm, but since I'm using bun for that, I'm just gonna do bun run watch. It's like one of the scripts right here. You can do whatever you want with it. After you compiled it, we're gonna put that in Roblox as well. Second, yeah. So we're connecting, we accepting that, whatever it was. I probably got a couple extra packages installed, but that's not a big problem. All right, let's continue. A couple more basics I want to mention. That to create a client script, like local scripts, server script, or module script, you have sometimes to put the suffixes. Like here, main.client, that means that script is going to be local script. That is on the server with .server is going to be compiled to server script main. To demonstrate this, I'm just gonna remove the server from here. And you will see that it's going to be compiled as normal module script. So we're gonna put it back to the server, compile, and now to indexing. Since we installed services, we have access to workspace. And the main problem you will encounter is that if you, for example, create a part on workspace, usually when you work with Lua, you can directly do like workspace.part, yeah? Unlike in Roblox TypeScript. That is very type guarded, so you have to make it a little bit in other ways. So to get this part, let's do it on a client part. You will probably try something workspace.part, but it will not work. And it's going to tell us that part does not exist on type workspace, yeah, because we haven't defined it or even attempted to do something with it. First, I will suggest you to do find first child, like part. And we could try printing that part. So you see 0 errors. Again, watch out for errors in terminal. If it doesn't compile, the terminal will tell you what the error is. That is a feature of Roblox TypeScript that it's not going to put the files inside of Roblox Studio unless there's no errors. Anyways, I'm going to play, and you see it's nil. It's nil because we on a client and the part didn't spawn like in time. Yeah, so you see we still haven't part. On a client, I strongly suggest to use wait for child instead of find first child, but it's basically the same Roblox API still. You see, now we get in part. And if we click in on it, it brings us to the workspace. Find first child, let's try to do that on a server. So we're going to server script. We're going to get again workspace. And we get in the part. Now we're trying to print it. With wait for child, it worked. With find first child, let's try again. And it worked again with find first child, because on the server, all parts exist from the start. So you can be sure that it will exist at this point. Now a little bit all the stuff. You see, if you hover over the part, it says that it's instance or undefined. You will probably try to change its position, right? But there is no position because the Roblox TypeScript doesn't know that it's base part, right? And it as well tells that this thing is undefined. What you can do after you index the part with find for child or wait for child, you can explicitly define that it was the base part or like the normal part. We're going to go with base part for now. Now we get in the position back, and now we can set the position, for example, to vector 3, new vector 3, 0, 100, 0. And some of the classes still have the new before, like not after, like in Lua. In Lua we have in vector3.new, but it's not going to work in Roblox TypeScript because the classes are created a little bit differently. Therefore, can you watch the tutorial on TypeScript first and then go to this video once again? Anyways, we could now change the position of the part. Yeah, let's try that. That is our part, F8, it disappeared and it fell down. Yeah. I have to disable this plugin. Anyways, it fell down and now there can be a problem. For example, we have accidentally spelled it like part 1. What are we going to do in that case? Like, we still told part and we defined it like as a base part. So we're telling that it cannot be undefined. We explicitly telling the type. Now, if we're going to start, if we're going to get an error, do something like this, we're going to get an error that attempt to index nil with position, because again, we're not having the part, we're having the part 1. In that case, I would suggest if you explicitly telling the type of find first child, I would suggest add undefined, like if sometimes it cannot exist. So you see, now we get an error. Now we get in here error that part is possibly undefined. So, and if we're going to do part not equals undefined, then we could set the position. Let me set up the default formatter. Yeah, way better. Now, if the part is not equals undefined, we set in its position. Again, yeah, you see, nil, nothing happened. Now, again, we creating the part on workspace like this. Now we set in its position and it fell down in the spawn. So there's another way to index stuff, which I will not recommend that much, especially on a client where the item's not spawning immediately. We could tell that type workspace, let's say underscore equals to workspace. It's going to be workspace, and we're going to extend this type and, for example, tell that the part is a base part. Yeah, and now we can tell that constant workspace, let's say underscore again, equals workspace as workspace, the things that we defined here. Yeah, now when we're going to use this workspace, we're going to get a part right here. Actually, let's just try to do something with it first. Print it, right? Workspace part. We trying it once more. Wait. Yeah, you see part, so we directly indexed it. What we could try to do is to remove workspace here, right? And it's going to tell us an error. Let's just name it instances types. We're gonna put it like this, and it tells that it's an error because mistaken. There's no overlap. We can, of course, silence that error sometimes. So it's not workspace anymore. It's just a place with part inside. So still workspace and part, it is defined. Now we're trying to launch again. And we're getting in output part. But still, I strongly will not recommend doing that. For that, of course, there's like a plugin. I can show you it right now. It's called roblox-ts object-tree. And I will still strongly suggest to use or wait for child or find first child. Yeah, and just friendly reminder. The Roblox TypeScript will never use column. The Roblox TypeScript always uses dot for everything. Even if that's workspace like clear children, clear all children, yeah, it's still dot, it's not column, even though in Roblox is workspace column clear all children, right? In TypeScript, everything is dot. So yeah, now I wanted to tell what is going to happen the next weeks in this channel. I barely having time right now, so the videos will be almost not edited, the next ones. They will be short, and I will try to skip over basic parts so that I can explain how you can make games with Roblox TypeScript, not how to do the TypeScript itself. So the videos will be released now quite frequently. Yes, I apologize for the 80 days delay. Yeah, and I will try my best to record at least one video a week from now on. Even though the quality is going to drop, I promise at least to film some interesting stuff to you. Alright, it was indexing of the instances. If you have any questions, feel free to ask that in the comments. I will try to answer them. If the questions like are big, probably I will make a video about it. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.